In this quick tips video, we're going to be talking about how to change a color that you have already on the canvas. So let's start with the simplest ways first. So let's put some color on the screen. And what we're going to do, we're going to select back here from our recently picked colors and choose some yellow. And then we're going to blend these. So we're going to switch to 4 and blend these together and blend. Let's turn on pigments and blend again. All right, the first way that we're going to select these colors here and change it is we're going to Control-click on the layer. So now we have all of these selected, and I can pick a new color. Let's pick a purple, and we'll go right over the top. So you can see that we can do this, and we can actually do this on a separate layer. So if we create a new layer, we can paint over the top of the other layer, and when we deselect, you can see that we can turn on and off the colors that we put over the pixels with transparency. So now we can also use lock transparency. So this is going to be layer specific. Right here, this is independent of the layer. We're making a selection by Control-clicking the box right here, this rectangle. So now let's go ahead and choose lock transparency. We're going to hide this layer, select Layer 1 and choose Lock Transparency. Keyboard shortcut here is /. Let's select our brush and let's paint right over the top. Now, when we're using Lock Transparency, this is a very fast and easy way to paint over the top of pixels. And as we paint, it's going to fill in with full opacity the pixels that are underneath that have any level of transparent pixel in it. So it can be almost completely transparent, like right here, or it can be fully opaque right here, and it's not going to keep track of that information. It's just a pixel that can be painted on. Now, if we want more fine-tuned control of painting over a pixel, then what we can do is we can use the magic wand right here, and magic wand has anti-aliasing, which means it's going to create a cleaner edge around the outside of this selection. Contiguous, which means that if we select over here the red, it's going to require it to be connected to other red in order to select it. If we uncheck contiguous, then when I select right here, it's going to select all of the red of the same color. Now, if we choose use alpha, then if we select a color, it's going to select, you can see here, not only this color, but the alpha information as well. Let's go ahead and paste that in there. This is going to be layer 2. If we turn this off, we can see that the alpha has been selected here. So if I'm going to use this, I can use how transparent those pixels are, not just the pixels themselves. So we're going to look at tolerance, but we're going to look at tolerance when we go to the last option, which is fill. So let's select our original layer. Let's delete layer 2. And we're going to turn off lock transparency. Let's go right here to the fill tool. Fill tool, keyboard shortcut is L. Okay, so now if we choose these options here, you'll notice that there's one additional option. We have contiguous again, so we're going to select this red and fill it. We're filling it again here. Let's undo. With contiguous turned off, we should fill all of those reds. Now let's talk about tolerance. Tolerance is based off of a 255-point scale. This red right here, if we have a tolerance of 20 to 40 or 50 or 60 or 90, you're going to be moving around here to include more and more of these colors, starting from your starting point. So select that purple again, and let's minimize this. So let's select here with a tolerance of now 125. You can see this pushes further in. A tolerance of 216 is going to include this entire spectrum. All right, so that's how tolerance works. Now, if we turn on wet the layer, what I want you to see here, we have a layer here that has some wetness to it. We're going to dry the layer with Shift D. Okay, now we can see that there's no wetness here. If we use wet the layer, when we fill, this is going to fill and apply wetness to the watercolor. So it's not going to run, but it will make that a wet layer so that you can interact with it the same way that you would with a watercolor or one of the media over here, the wet media on the left side over here. All right, so let's make a selection with the magic wand tool. Let's turn our tolerance up, and we're going to select Use Alpha, and I'm going to demonstrate this. So here we have this selection. We're going to copy and paste. We have a new layer. We're going to turn off the original layer. And here you can see that there is transparency that's been selected with the magic wand tool. So now let's go ahead and use the fill tool. And we're going to use alpha as well. So now as we fill this, you'll see that we've filled at the alpha level of the underlying pixel. So let's turn this layer back on and let's move this one. So we're going to move this over here, and you can see the transparency of these sections here has been respected and continued through the color change. All right, you guys, that is how to change the color of a pixel inside of Rebelle 5. If you have questions, put it in the comment section. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.